How did you do this, Disney? How did you manage to take an iconic childhood classic, strip it of everything that made it special, and still have the nerve to call this movie Mulan? This movie proves once again that not only do you have no respect for your own stories, but you don't even understand what made them great in the first place. It also shows that you have no idea what makes a hero, or how to write a strong female character, even though you had a perfect blueprint all these years. This Mary Sue storytelling needs to stop. The idea of a flawless, altruistic, all-powerful person that can handle any situation that the plot presents them, that's not what makes an interesting character. Mulan was a story about a young girl who was forced to make an incredible choice in order to save her father and her country. She wasn't a soldier or a great warrior or anything, she was just a normal girl whose only duty prior to that was to be a proper lady and to find a good match. But in order to protect her elderly father from being drafted into a war, she poses as a man and enlists as a son instead. She struggled to keep up with her fellow soldiers in training, constantly falling behind, lacking the raw strength that they possessed. So she used her brain to work around the situations presented to her instead, and she figured out a way forward through the training. She even ended up saving her allies in battle. She earned the respect of everyone that doubted her and saved an entire nation. A simple and inspiring story that anyone can relate to. This is what comes to mind when I think of a strong female character. And then we flash forward to Mulan 2020, where in the very first scene, they show they have no idea what they're doing. They introduce Mulan leaping off a rooftop to skillfully strike a pose like this is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. My jaw hits the floor as I realize that not only am I about to watch a pile of garbage, but Disney has not learned anything from their recent mistakes. She steals her father's gear and leaves home with no food or water or plan. Now normally in this situation, it's easy to assume that anyone leaving under these circumstances will be embarking on a perilous journey that will test the very fiber of their being. But that's not how Mary Sue's storytelling works. So instead of facing any adversity like the original Mulan, she manages to excel at every task they give her. Instead of being a part of a group of rookies training to be soldiers, this is basically a superhero story where she's just automatically the best. In the original Mulan, the water bucket training, she failed miserably. She was told by her commander she was useless, a tough lesson that motivated her to find a way to succeed. But what does 2020 Mulan do? She climbs to the top of the hill with ease as the other losers look on in amazement at the great Mulan. And in the most iconic scene of the original movie, she stops a battle charge with quick thinking to blow up the mountain and cut off the enemy cavalry. And it wasn't until she was injured in battle that she was forced to reveal her gender, which created a lot of conflict for her as women weren't allowed in the Imperial Army. But in the new Mulan, they decided to add some stupid witch character who tells Mulan,
"Your deceit weakens you."
Then she rips off her armor, because Mary Sue's don't need armor. She charges into battle, revealing that she's a woman for absolutely no reason, and then literally teleports behind the entire army, takes them out by herself as all the other men panic and die. This is Mary Sue storytelling at its finest. No training, no understanding, no explanation, no consequences, and absolutely no adversity. Mulan's only flaw, according to this movie, is hiding the fact that she's a woman. The original Mulan showed us that men and women both have strengths and they need to work together to succeed. And somehow they mutated that simple, timeless message into a female oppression story, where the men are bumbling idiots or ruthless assholes, and the girls are perfect from the start. They literally removed the commander character due to the Me Too movement, because apparently now it's inappropriate for a commanding officer to be a love interest. Not only is this another example of a great story being damaged due to prioritizing a message, but instead of the badass Li Zhang,
Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns.
we get some guy who's basically there just to praise Mulan and show how worthless the rest of them are. There's no relationships here, no bonding, absolutely no chemistry, yet the movie still tries to act like they're a band of brothers like the original Mulan, when it's so clear she doesn't give a damn about any of them. And someone please explain to me why instead of Mushu we get this stupid CGI phoenix flapping around the screen randomly.
Let me say something. Anybody who's foolish enough to threaten our family, vengeance will be mine!
He wasn't even a character, yet he was the character I hated the most. But at least he still put up a more spirited performance than Jet Li, who clearly showed up just for a paycheck and was barely awake during his scenes. The man barely moved his lips. Look at this.
We'll destroy this roaring army and their witch.
Oh my god, his mouth doesn't
Was awkward.
Wow, that was terrible.
He's like actually dead,
Every
right?
family will supply
He's
one
falling
man.
asleep, dude.
Why are you doing this, Disney? You literally took the most empowered female character in your roster and you turned her into cardboard. Another Mary Sue. Mulan now joins the ranks of Captain Marvel and Rey as some of the worst written protagonists I've ever seen in my entire life. What lesson could a young girl possibly get from these characters that would benefit them in the real world? Showing up to interviews with no experience? Trying to fight with no real training? What are you really trying to say, Disney? In 2016, we have Rey, a young girl with incredible power despite doing nothing to earn them, and her only flaw is not understanding her power. In 2018, we have Captain Marvel, a young girl with incredible powers despite doing nothing to earn them, and her only flaw is holding back her power. And now in 2020, we have Mulan, a story about a young girl with incredible power despite doing nothing to earn it, and her only flaw is hiding her power.
Your deceit weakens you.
It's the same story in a different skin. You're robbing kids the opportunity to watch a character develop naturally because you're so concerned with making them this perfect, stunning, brave female leads that you actually forget to write characters. Even though we have countless examples of fantastic, well-written female characters, you continue to produce worthless cardboard and call it empowerment. All the kids who won't get to experience the magic of the original Mulan first because this garbage now exists. Thanks. I hate it.
All right, that's it. Dishonor. Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
Is where you will die.
I'm not talking to you.
Where are the sons of the Empire? Fall into our swords.
Did Jet like charge $1 million per line or something?
Prepare my guards. We ride to the site.
Oh my god, Jetly,
immediately.
please move your face.
It is far too deep. My people
Acting will dishonor this movie.
Now I must act. I will.
Now I must
Good idea.
Oh, I had a sword and she had nothing. What the fuck?
Look at him, he doesn't give a fuck.